Welcome. Now, let's look at the dimensions of facilitation. There are three major dimensions of facilitation. One is the hierarchical model, two is the cooperation model, and the third one is the autonomy model. What is the hierarchical model? This is the model where you, as the facilitator, you are directing the entire engagement process. You determine the curriculum, you direct the learning, you direct the session, you give guidance, you give instructions. You are the one leading the charge and saying, this is how we will go. So for instance, in an hierarchical setting, I could be at an event and say, welcome ladies and gentlemen. This is the presentation of the book Helen in Lagos. During this presentation, I encourage you to listen as we follow the program or the guidelines. I appeal to you to please not make any noise or move around the room or ask questions. We will have a question and answer session where you'll be able to ask the author and some of our panelists questions. Thank you very much for cooperating. You see that? What was happening here? This was a book launch. It is an event. What if it was a situation where you were teaching and you want to use the hierarchical model? One of the things you could do is to introduce and guide the session and provide guidance and say, this is how we'll go. So this will be like, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this module on writing a business plan. During this session, I will be guiding you for the next 3 hours on how to write a business plan and the 7 key steps you would follow. I encourage you to sit down and listen to the lecture sessions and also be available to participate during the breakout sessions. Each breakout session will last 30 minutes and the lectures will go in a format where I present, and if you have questions, please note them down. I would always pause to ask you for questions, clarifications, and comments. Let's go and enjoy the session. You can see that's an hierarchical model because I have told you how the session on business planning will be and when you can stop to ask questions. Remember, I also said, note down your points. So I have guided in a hierarchical manner. But there's also the dimension where you use the cooperation model. This dimension is where you share your power and manage from your knowledge and experience. So as a facilitator, you make it a cooperative session where you and the learners are planning the session together. You are delivering the session together. So for instance, I could come to class if it's a training session and say, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'll be taking you on the business model module. During this module, the core learning will be on how to make money. How do you create value? How do you deliver it? And how do you capture value? This model will look at different dimensions of how to make money in a business. I want to ask you, during this model, what are some of the things that you would want us to deal with? Because I've shared with you, this is how to make money. Business modeling is how to make money. What are your opinions? What are your inputs? What are the things that you would like to know about business modeling before we continue? Because we have the content, but before I continue, I'd like to hear from you. What are you expecting? And what exactly would you like to know about writing a business model or designing a business model for your business? Can you see that's a cooperative model? Because the cooperative dimension of facilitation, I asked them, I told them what I want to do, right? Because how to design a business model is how do you make money? How do you deliver value? I've also asked them, what would you like to know? Tell me, let me know. Usually, if you give that kind of offer, participants will begin to tell you what they are expecting and what they would like to know and what are their specific areas of interest. This will help you as a facilitator to deliver in a way that is inclusive and also carries them along. If you're at an event, you could also do something like this. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this book launch by Dr. Helena Murray. Today, I'm going to be facilitating this session with you. I want it to be participatory. And so, when I ask questions or ask questions or want to clarify, please, I want the audience members to participate. Also, here I have said, I want you to participate. I want you to make contributions. So it's not just a one-way flow. Did you get that? With the cooperation dimension of facilitation, you are carrying along your audience wherever they are. The third dimension is the autonomy. Here, you respect the total autonomy of the individual or the group. You tend to use this when you are facilitating maybe corporate sessions, or maybe retreats, brainstorming, because you have to involve the audience. You have to include them. You are also allowing them give you some direction on how to facilitate the session. So with autonomy is where I say, well, here, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this session on designing a business model. Today, we'll be looking at how do you create value, how do you deliver value, and how do you capture value, looking at different models. However, I would expect you to join me in expanding on the concepts based on your experience and share with the class. So there will be no fixed way of doing this. I will present the ground rules and you, excuse me, see that also happens. So I will present the ground rules and you would participate. I'll present the principles and you'll participate. So did you get that? There are three different dimensions of facilitation. First is the hierarchical, second is the cooperative, and third is the autonomy. So these three dimensions, you can use them individually or use them combined. I would advise that you combine the usage, because if you use any one model or dimension, you may lose the session or the session may become boring. Most times you have to combine the three to deliver a very good session and an impactful session where you achieve your goals. So those are the three dimensions of facilitation. Next, I'm going to be looking at the three critical skills for facilitation. See you during the next session.